All right. My bad. I don't usually make jokes like that. My bad, Lonzo fans. But if you like NBA content, make sure you subscribe, join the family. We growing the community. Turn on post notifications, and I hope you enjoy the video, man. Lonzo Ball is one of the most entertaining prospects we've ever seen. And because of one man, LeVar Ball. If you're around during these times, you remember the hype that was going around. Probably one of the best times to be an NBA fan, to be honest. But honestly, the praise and hype his dad was giving to him was precedented to a certain degree. Not saying he was Stephen Curry or the best player in the league right away, but he was the number 2 pick for a reason. A 6'6" point guard, elite defense and playmaking, flashes of scoring ability, and good 3-point shooting at the college level. He even played out 36 games with 100% healthy. But what happened? Along the way of his NBA draft process, his dad became the face of NBA media, made crazy takes about himself and his son.
I don't know if you noticed, there's a guy on Lonzo's team.
What's his name?
And Lonzo is not the best player on that team now.
Are you crazy?
Are you saying Lonzo better than LeBron?
Yes.
Even though a lot of people hated it, I had a huge respect for LeVar Ball. One, he got 2 out of his 3 sons into the NBA, and one even played an All-Star game. That is elite stuff. Now, the reason I think LeVar Ball made himself such a polarizing topic in the media was because he was a man about his money. Once Lonzo made the league, he even told Stephen A. Smith that he didn't care about Lonzo's performance during his rookie year because his brand, Big Baller Brand, made money. As you can see, by the time LaMelo got drafted, he wasn't in the media nearly as much. He gave his brand a platform, and his sons reached generational wealth, so he succeeded in that aspect. And it seems like that was his plan all along. But with his brand, he made a shoe. A $495 shoe at that. These were called the ZO2's. And it seems like ever since his father made that shoe, Lonzo has been unable to stay on the court. And doctors have even gone as far to say that Lonzo may never play basketball again. This has people speculating. Could Lonzo Ball's injury history be caused by the ZO2? So, continuing throughout his NBA career, Lonzo had a rough start, but he ended up becoming a very good player. Nowhere near all-star, but a very good starting point guard, which is all you need. He does a little bit of everything, but he just can't stay on the floor. And in the interview, Lonzo was asked about the ZO2 during his first 2 years. According to Lonzo, no one knows the real story about them shoes though. Them ZO2s I was playing in, they was not ready. No one knows this, but Demo, his manager, had a backpack. And he had an extra 4 pairs of shoes in there because I had to switch them every quarter because they would rip. So obviously those shoes weren't meant to be worn and played in. If they were ripping after a couple minutes of run, they cost $500 by the way, they had zero business being on the NBA floor. But I'm personally gonna be honest, I did the research and it seems like Lonzo only wore the ZO2 a handful number of times. And he could be seen rocking Kobe's, Harden's, and Jordan's. Now, even though I could be a sneakerhead sometimes, when it comes to basketball shoes, I don't know how they do on the ankle. As when I play basketball every now and then, and growing up, I always wore Kyrie's. I even had a pair of Under Armour hooping shoes. I wanted Curry's, but my mom got something else. A story for another day. But when it comes to hooping and the hooping community and shoes, you always hear people say that the Kobe's are up there when it comes to top hooping shoes. So I don't think it was the shoes that did it for him. I have 2 personal theories. Number 1, genetics. That's the biggest thing. Some people are just more injury prone than others, and we see it in the NBA all the time, and there's nothing that you can do about it. LaMelo, he never wore the Big Baller Brand shoes, but he's also very injury prone. He signed Puma. He wears Puma shoes and he's always tearing something. Sometimes it could just be something, sometimes it could be as simple as just having bad knees. My second thing is the fact that LeVar wanted to get these boys in the league at a very young age, it appeared like. I feel like growing up, LeVar Ball put a very heavy workload on his sons. That's also with the AAU scene. Everybody in that era to nowadays, they played AAU. And AAU is a very huge workload. You wake up early in the morning, you're playing game from in the morning to 3, 4, 5 o'clock, back to back to back. You're putting a lot of pressure and grind on your knees and your ankles at a young age. So instead of your ankles and knees giving out at 35 when your ankles are already bad, they could give out at 25. And with Lonzo, I feel like you combine this with the genetics and the fact that he wore poor basketball shoes. I think all this put together is what ultimately caused him to be so injury prone. I mean, you could see it with his brother too. His brother's always tearing something, and he had a very heavy workload going up. He was always in the AAU scene. And I think this is a real possibility of why they deal with all these injuries. How do you fix a problem like that for the future NBA players growing up now? Honestly, I don't know, because AAU is important. All the top NBA players nowadays, they all play AAU. and it's something interesting to look into and talk about. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I really hope we get to see Lonzo Ball in the NBA court again, because even with the joke I made at the beginning of the video, I like his game a lot. I like how he does a little bit of everything. I think he could be a point guard on the championship level team. The way his game does a little bit of everything, he doesn't need the ball, and he likes to get his guys involved. I really like it, but like I said, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. Let me know what else you want to see. I've been working. We're going to get there. We're going to grow, and peace out, man.